Welcome back to our channel today. Today we are talking about the art of not reacting, a life lesson from ancient wisdom. Once upon a time, a man tormented by the intensity of his own emotions came to Gautama Buddha seeking counsel. He was often overcome by anger, frustration, and a sense of helplessness in the face of his emotional outbursts. Despite his efforts, he found himself repeatedly reacting in ways that hurt others and himself. With humility and desperation, he asked the Buddha, "Master, how do I gain control over my emotions?" Buddha looked at him with compassion and said, "Sit, and I will tell you a story." He began with the tale of a powerful king who ruled a vast and wealthy kingdom. One day, the king heard of a neighboring land governed by a ruler renowned not for riches or military might, but for profound wisdom. Curious and intrigued, the king decided to visit. Upon arrival, he was welcomed with honor and respect. A grand feast was prepared in his name, with every luxury and delicacy imaginable. But as the king sat to eat, he noticed a fly had landed in his soup. Disgusted, he pushed the bowl aside and harshly ordered his servant to bring another. The wise king of the neighboring land gently observed this and said, "Your Majesty, please do not be disturbed. It is only a fly. Such a tiny thing need not spoil your joy." But the visiting king replied, still irritated, "I cannot allow such things. Even a small imperfection ruins everything for me." The wise king smiled and said, "Then allow me to offer a piece of advice. It was not the fly that ruined your mood, but your reaction to it. You gave away your peace so easily. Remember, it is not the situation, but how we respond to it, that shapes our experience. The power to stay calm, to choose your reaction, lies within you. Don't give that power away." The visiting king was stunned into silence. Those simple words echoed within him long after he returned home. From that day on, he began practicing the art of emotional control. Whenever something irritated him, he reminded himself that his reaction was a choice. He gradually learned to pause, breathe, and respond with calm. Over time, his decisions became clearer, his relationship stronger, and his inner world more peaceful. This timeless story holds a mirror to our modern lives. We, too, are often ruled not by events themselves, but by our reactions to them. A critical comment, a delay, a disappointment, these small things, like flies in our soup, disturb our peace, but in truth, they only have the power we give them. Now, fast forward to our present world, where lived a young man named Michael. He wasn't a king, but he battled a fierce enemy every day, his own emotions. Michael was a deeply emotional person. He felt everything intensely, and in moments of stress or anger, he would lash out. He spoke without thinking, acted without control, and his relationship suffered because of it. One day, after a painful falling out with someone close to him, Michael looked in the mirror and saw not just pain, but the root of it: himself. That moment of clarity became the turning point. He decided he would no longer be ruled by impulse. He sought answers and discovered the practice of mindfulness and meditation. Each morning, he sat in silence, simply observing his breath and his thoughts. He learned to recognize emotions as they rose, like waves in the ocean. At first, he was overwhelmed, but gradually, he found he could let those waves pass without drowning in them. He started pausing before reacting. When provoked, instead of exploding, he took deep breaths. When anger surged, he chose silence. When hurt, he chose understanding. It wasn't about denying how he felt, but about owning it, processing it, and choosing his response. The change was not instant, but it was powerful. His friends noticed, his family felt the shift. And one day, a friend in distress came to him for advice. Michael listened quietly, without judgment. He offered words of support, not solutions. At the end, his friend said, "You're always so calm, so steady. How do you stay that way?" Michael smiled and said, "I feel everything you do. I just don't let those feelings control me anymore. I've learned the difference between reacting and responding, and that has changed my life." Michael had become a living example of ancient wisdom reborn in a modern heart. His journey shows us that emotional mastery is not a gift, but a discipline. It's a practice, a skill we all can learn. We must remember, not reacting doesn't mean we suppress or ignore how we feel. It means we observe, reflect, and respond consciously. Our emotions are messengers, not masters. They show up for a reason, but it is up to us to choose what we do with them. As Buddha said, "You will not be punished for your anger. You will be punished by your anger." Holding on to resentment is like gripping a burning coal, hoping to throw it at someone else, but burning yourself first. When we react without awareness, we give others the power to shape our inner world. But when we pause, breathe, and respond from a place of mindfulness, we reclaim that power. In truth, emotional mastery is one of life's greatest achievements. As Buddha taught, One who conquers himself is greater than one who conquers 1,000 men in battle. Let us reflect on these timeless teachings. Peace comes from within. Do not seek it outside. What you think, you become. The mind is everything. Letting go gives us freedom. If in your heart you still cling to anything, anger, fear, or pain, you cannot be free. Hatred does not cease by hatred, but by love. This is the eternal truth. Respond. Do not react. Respond with reason, not with emotion. Life is filled with triggers. There will always be flies in our soup, traffic jams, misunderstandings, and disappointments. But every situation offers us a choice: react or respond. Lose control or gain clarity. Explode in emotion or rise in wisdom. When we learn to pause, to reflect, and to choose our response, we begin to access a quiet power within us, an inner peace that cannot be disturbed by the chaos of the world. In the end, only three things truly matter: how much you loved, how gently you lived, and how gracefully you let go of what was not meant for you. So practice this ancient art daily. Breathe through the storms. Choose stillness over chaos. Choose presence over impulse. Because in mastering your emotions, you master your life. In short, practical advice on emotional mastery. Emotions are a natural part of life. We all feel anger, frustration, sadness, and disappointment. But what defines us is not what we feel, it's how we respond to those feelings. The first step is awareness. Learn to recognize your emotions as they arise. Don't fight them, just notice them. When you observe your anger or anxiety without judgment, you create space between the feeling and your reaction. Take a breath before you respond. That pause, even just 3 seconds, can prevent a regretful action and give you the clarity to choose a better response. Remember, reacting is easy. Responding takes strength. When you react, you give away your power. When you respond with calm and intention, you stay in control. Start small. Practice patience when someone cuts you off in traffic. Stay quiet when someone says something rude. Use those moments as training for emotional mastery. Emotional control doesn't mean suppressing how you feel. It means understanding your emotions and choosing what to do with them. It's not about being cold, it's about being wise. Meditation and mindfulness can help. Even 5 minutes of quiet breathing each day will make a difference. Over time, you'll notice yourself becoming calmer, more centered, and less reactive. Let go of what you can't control. You cannot control other people, but you can always control how you respond to them. That is true power. Choose peace over conflict. Choose patience over pride. Choose clarity over chaos. These choices, made consistently, will transform your life. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be aware. Every moment gives you a chance to respond with wisdom. Start today, and let your calm become your strength. Thank you for watching until the end of the video. If you find this video useful, please like, share and subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on more valuable content. See you in the next video.